Alright, hello there, my beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal. Today, something that happened in our Discord server, which I will link down in the description if you're not a part of the awesome community that we have here. There was a lot of talk about some players losing SR, not winning SR, getting sucked in their elo. And I, of course, as I am, I sometimes jump into discussions and give my point of view of it. And therefore, I decided to make this video talking about why a lot of players, especially people that I talk to doing private coaching, which if you're interested, you can hit me up. There's still the summer discount, so you get one session for 40 euros. But in general, there's a lot of conceptions about why people are stuck in low elos from my private coaching from the Discord people that I talk to. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. And what I hear a lot is that, Jonal, you've been in GM, or I'll send them to one of my top 500 friends or team members or whatever, and I'll be like, yo, talk to this guy, and they're like, well, he's top 500. In top 500, everything is sunshine, everyone communicates, they coordinate, and that's far from true. In GM games, for example, a lot of people don't coordinate, a lot of people don't use mic still, and in general, a lot of players doesn't know how to play the game. There is a misconception that just because you're in high rank, everyone is good. That is not true, and there's still the same toxicity as ever, that you're bad, you're not doing your job, why am I not getting healed, why you're not DPSing, why you're not tanking. They're still the same. Higher elos doesn't make it better, it just does that you as an individual player has to play better mechanically and better game sense wise. And while I believe that there are, to a certain extent, some games that is much better in higher elos than in lower elos, just because people know more. They don't know what they're talking about, but they know more what they're talking about when it comes to comms and strats and in general play stuff, that can give a better point of view. But what I really want to point out for a lot of players is, remember that most of us started somewhere in a low elo. We are not in top 500 because, well, some people are probably, but none of us are GMs or high masters or whatever you want to call it, top 500, because they got boosted or because they got lucky with their team members. A lot of us, a majority of us, has had to grind through the similar ladders that you have. And I get really frustrated that I get told by a silver player, like, I'm in silver, and I know I'm not that good, but my team members are so bad, dude. Like, they're silvers. And it's like, you are also silver. And if you cannot climb out of your elo, if you're diamond, and you can't climb out of your elo, and you use the excuse that I get throwers, I get people that doesn't use voice chat, I get bad team composition, I play support. Remember that there are other players that has climbed through the exact same rank on the exact same role with the exact same hero pool as you and made it. And that's the difference. If you can constantly blame that it's my team, that was a bad game, unluckers, that's my bad team, bad team, bad team, bad team, oh, they had a smurf on the enemy team, so therefore I lost, blah, 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 then you will never ever improve. You're gonna get stuck in that elo, trust me. I have seen it so many times with some people that are private coach, that they're just stuck in the elo. I'm like, dude, just stop blaming your team. And they're like, no, dude, I can't, what am I supposed to do? This Widowmaker's stupid. He can't aim. Why is he picking Widow in my platinum games? I'm like, why do you care? Focus on your game. If you improve, you will rank up. If you get boosted by a friend, if you queue up with someone that's on a smurf and you win a lot, then you don't learn a lot. If you solo queue or queue with people around your same skill level or whatever, people that is like same skill tier as you, and you constantly try to improve, and instead of losing at like, oh, I lost because my team was bad, rather look at, that was a really unfavorable situation for me, but how the fuck could I have done that better? Could I position myself? Did I die too early? Did I die too late? Did I not have as much impact? And if not, why didn't I have a lot of impact? Did I miss my shots? Did I have bad positioning? Was it too passive? Was it too aggressive? Was I flanking too much? Was I flanking too less? Look at that and then analyze that. If you can, record some of your games you can watch over, or in general just think like, okay, when you die you can be like, okay, if I'd done this, I would have won. Or if I didn't use my ultimate here, then I would have had it for this fight, and then I could have ulted them. Or I used my ability too early, so all of a sudden I was caught without flashbang or dash or recall, and I shouldn't have done that. I could have waited or tried not to burn it too early. And some games are 100% like, that's just unlucky. Like, we got a lever, that's unlucky, or whatever, right? Sometimes you get a thrower, and that's just how it goes. Sometimes, but majority of the time, you should not blame it. Even when I get like I've got once when there was the hashtag throw for the Fran, I got players that was like playing Symmetra, very old Symmetra, and they played Mercy, and the Mercy was just damage boosting Symmetra. He didn't even heal him. He didn't heal anyone on the team. He just pulled out his pistol of the Symmetra and started shooting people. And they were like, oh, throw for the Fran, throw for the Fran, throw for the Fran. And still, I was like, well, that's really unlucky, and there's not much I could do. But I could have done something better. I could maybe have swapped off Genji, gone Hanzo, and tried to see if I could get ranged picks to kind of try to snowball it, so I wouldn't have to be so much active in the fights. I could rather be a little bit further back and snipe, which hopefully could give me picks potential without me losing so much HP, since I wouldn't get healed, right? And it would still give pretty good pressure since I would have scatter arrow, which was back then. All this kind of stuff, instead of blaming your team members doing that. And I'm gonna break down a couple of the arguments that are here. I've already broken down that, oh, in GM and top 100 Masters, everything is so much better. And it isn't. Trust me, I've been in both. I played in both in GM, and I played in Masters. I haven't been top 500, but I played in those two a lot. I also played in Diamond, I also played in Plat, remember that. And sometimes sometimes you have some team members that's really poggers, which I think that you have in most ranks, comparatively, and that's just how it goes. When it comes to the whole like, oh, we had no one in voice chat. Trust me, you don't want people in voice chat. It's nice if people like, Tracer behind, Reinhardt on right side, watch out for Graviton, but in general, you don't want people to try to do pro level comps, because trust me, not even Grandmasters knows how the fuck to do pro level comps unless they have played for a long time on a competitive team. It's really different. It's really difficult. People need synergy. They need to do proper calls. They need to understand the call. And that's not going to happen in lower elos. That's not even going to happen in a lot of GM games that people are going to understand proper 100% shot calls. That's just not going to happen. So blaming comps is an invalid excuse. And again, most of us has climbed up again with no comps, just like you guys, just like everyone else. I went from Platinum to GM. With, sometimes I use the microphone, but that's like a consistency. I use it, and I call for my team. But a lot of time, I sit there alone, and no one talk, and a lot of people ignore my calls, and I'm just, okay, I just gotta adapt to that. The other argument is, oh, I get a smurf on the enemy team. If you can't beat the guy that's smurfing, then you're just not good enough. I play Master a lot, right? Because I hit GM and then I drop down or whatever, or sometimes I hit GM and stay there a little bit, but whatever. I play a lot against Masters. I beat like a lot of Master Smurfs. Like level 26 Master Smurfs or 27 Master Smurfs, which means they are probably GM or something like that. And it's like, if I can't rival them, then what the fuck am I doing? Like, I need to get good enough to rival them. And you're not gonna get GM Smurfs every single game, even though you believe so, because there's just not the player base. Like, not every GM player has a fucking Smurfing gold or platinum. That's just not happening, right? So, Smurfs are a lot of time other people that actually sit in similar rank levels and just joke around. So, a lot of times, Smurf doesn't matter. Toxicity people, you mute them, you block them. We all get toxicity. That's not an excuse. Don't get tilted. Don't answer back. Try to ask them to please focus. Mute and block them if they're irritating you, so you can focus on your game, because you are the only reason that you are gonna rank up, and you should only be the only reason that you're gonna rank up. No one's gonna help you. No one's gonna boost you. It's all to you individually. Most arguments that people bring up, the reason that they, the reason I'm not in Diamond is because this, or the reason I'm not in Masters is this. It's really mostly, you just need to get better. You need to improve your accuracy, your positioning, your game sense, your understanding of the game. You need to maybe expand your hero pool, get more value out of your ultimates. There's so many things that you need to get better, and if you don't understand that you are the core problem that you're not ranking up, then you will never rank up, and you will never get good. You will never be able to play competitively on a high level, and you will never be able to, in general, do a lot if you can't take, okay, it's my fault. If you can't take that on your cape, that you are just not carrying hard enough, then just that's how it goes, right? In theory, if you should rank up, as I had one of my friends, he told me that if you ever want to rank up in Overwatch, as a DPS, for example, you have to be able to 1v6 the entire enemy team, or else you don't deserve the new rank, right? That's what one of my friends said. While that's a really broad statement that we can all kind of get that that's like a little bit over-exaggerated, it proves the point that if you ever want to get good, you just got to continue to pressure yourself. And that's with everything in life, right? We all know that. That's with everything. That's with school, with a job, with again, family, if you want girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever you want, it's all about you need to improve yourself and understand that, I need to improve myself as a person. And that goes with everything. Blaming others, blaming the world, or blaming, stuff that has nothing to do with the thing is never gonna help you improve. It's just gonna keep you stuck in that hole and be depressed and angry about everything in the game. So I hope that that's what I come from as a coach, and I hope that this helps a little bit. I would like to hear your opinions as always, because we don't have to agree, down those comments down below, and I try to read all of them, and some of them I respond to if I feel like it or whatever. As always, guys, I love you guys very, very much. You guys, as always, take care of yourselves, stay positive, and as always, keep the enemy in your crosshair.